As we age, we experience countless changes in our bodies, minds, and lives. While we often focus on the physical aspects, things like wrinkles, gray hair, or joint pain, the emotional and psychological changes we face are just as significant, though they often go unspoken. One of the most profound shifts that many older adults experience is in how they manage stress and anxiety. Stress and anxiety are universal emotions, but they are far from static. They evolve and shift as we move through life's different stages. In this video, we're going to explore how stress and anxiety change as we age, the science behind these shifts, and most importantly, how you can better understand and manage these feelings to live a more peaceful, grounded life. You might have noticed it yourself. What used to stress you out doesn't seem to bother you as much anymore, but other things feel overwhelming in ways they didn't before. You may also find yourself worrying about things you never used to think twice about. If so, you're not alone. In fact, understanding these changes is key to navigating them with grace and insight.
Alright guys, it's super easy and super fast to create this kind of content. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the elder wisdom niche. Even better, I'll guide you step by step on how to make high-quality, engaging videos automatically. Yeah, you heard that right, automatically, from scripting to image generation, and even video creation. All you'll need to do at the end is just a bit of simple editing. Nothing could be more exciting than that, right? Before we dive into the process, let me show you a channel that proves this works. The channel is called Elderly Wisdom. It started just 3 months ago, has already uploaded 367 videos, grown to over 304,000 subscribers, and has more than 20 million views. That's insane for a new channel. This niche is powerful. High views, long watch time, US-based audience, and extremely high RPM due to the older demographic it targets. It's almost guaranteed to be profitable. Looking at their stats, in the past 7 days, the channel earned around $1,000 to $3,000. In the last 28 days, it brought in $5,000 to $14,000. And in just 3 months, their estimated revenue is between $21,000 to $60,000. Absolutely wild numbers. So far, the channel has made between $54,000 and $150,000 in total. That's truly insane for anyone working on YouTube and treating it as a primary source of passive income. Now, take a look at their videos. There's nothing particularly special about them, and honestly, I think the quality is pretty low. But I know exactly why they've gone viral, and I'll break it all down in a post inside the community. For now, let's get back to the main point, how to create videos like this, completely automated and still high quality. I'll also talk about how I plan to make more content on YouTube automation moving forward. With my method, you won't just have high quality content, but you'll also produce it super fast. And now, let me introduce you to one of the tools that helps me do all of this, Makecom. In this video and the upcoming ones, I'll share tons of content about N8N, automation templates, and especially using Makecom and ChatGPT API to automate your entire YouTube content creation workflow. Low effort, high quality. Just like the demo at the beginning of this video. Now, I'll show you how to use Make, how to build templates like this. And please, don't skip this video. If you don't watch it through to the end, it'll be hard for you to follow what's coming next. Alright, now go ahead and open up Make.com to access Make AI. Once you're on the site, you'll see a Get Started Free button in the top right corner. Go ahead and click that to log in. This will take you straight to the sign up page. You can fill out your name, email, and password if you want to, but since I'm already logged into my Gmail on this Chrome profile, I'll just hit the Google button right here to log in instantly. Now I'm all set up and ready to dive into the automation workspace to start building out some tasks. Alright, so over on the left side of the screen, you'll want to pay attention to scenarios, templates, and connections, because these are the 3 areas I'll focus on in this video. Now, let's start with scenarios. This is where all the automation workflows you've created will be stored. I'm going to switch back to the account where I've already set up a few workflows. In this account, I've created 2 folders, one called for community and one called for YouTube. On the right, you'll also see a workflow named Generate Image Prompts. Just click on that to take a look at the details of this workflow. It looks pretty good and seems easy to set up, right? But from my experience, I can tell you that working with this template isn't as easy as it looks, especially if you're new to N8N or a complete beginner with tools like this. Now, I'm going to switch back to a fresh account that doesn't have any scenarios or folders created yet. That way, I can walk you through the steps I took to set everything up from scratch. Creating a folder is really simple. Just click the plus icon here, type in any name you want, and for this demo, I'll type in for YouTube since this is for my YouTube audience to follow along. Go ahead and click Save. Once the folder is created, now you'll want to click on the folder you just created, and from there, head to the top right corner. You'll see an option to create a new scenario. Just click on that. You'll be redirected to the screen where you'll be able to start building your very first automation workflow. Before we dive into the details, I'm going to go back by clicking the back arrow icon at the top left of the screen. Then click on Templates to see what's available to me. On this screen, you'll find a lot of templates that have already been created by the platform. You can type in any keyword you're looking for in the search box at the top right to find a template, or you can click on the New Template button to create a new template. I'll type in ChatGPT and see what comes up. In the search results, I see a template called Generate ChatGPT Completions Row from Google Sheets rows, or below, there's another template called Create Social Media Posts from a blog using ChatGPT. This feature is really useful for me because I already have an AI content blog on my website, and I can use it to automate the creation of blog posts. I also see automate responses to business emails with ChatGPT and Google Sheets. This is super useful, and I'll definitely cover this topic in my upcoming videos. As automation becomes more widespread, it's not just essential for businesses, but also for individuals who want to grow quickly by applying AI to their workflows. Back to this list of templates. Personally, I think the only thing worth referencing here is the structure. I don't recommend using these templates directly to build your automation workflows. From my experience, using these templates doesn't actually save you much time. In fact, it might even cost you more time. That's because you'll often need to change nearly every setting in the template, and the practical use case might not align well with your actual needs. So now, let's get back to scenarios, and I'll show you exactly how I build a workflow completely from scratch. This method allows me to master the process faster, and once I fully understand how each function works, I can customize everything the way I want. First, we need to create a trigger. This is the starting point of any workflow. There are many ways to set a trigger, and I'll walk you through an example right now. From the main screen, just click on the plus button right here, and you'll see a list of apps appear on the right-hand side. One thing that immediately stands out is Google Sheets. It's super popular, which is probably why it shows up right at the top. So, I'm going to click on Google Sheets to explore what's available. Right at the top, you'll see something like Watch New Rows, which means whenever a new row is added to your Google Sheet, based on how you configure it in this module, it will trigger the entire scenario. If you scroll down, you'll also see that it supports pretty much every interaction with rows, cells, and sheets. But here, I won't choose Watch New Rows. Instead, I'll choose Search Rows as the first module. Just click on that, and now you've added your first module to the workflow. Alright, moving on. Since this module isn't a trigger by itself, you'll need to manually trigger the whole scenario using a timer. You'll see it on the left-hand side. With this option, you can choose when the workflow should run, like every day or every 15 minutes, the default. But in this case, I'll select Run on Demand. When you do that, the timer icon will turn into a start button, and to run the workflow, you'll just need to click that button. There's another way to run it on demand. Look in the bottom left corner, and you'll see a button that says Run Once. Just click that, and your scenario will start running immediately. Besides that, another popular way to trigger workflows is by using webhooks. Super useful and essential for more complex workflows. For now, I'll skip that module and move on to another type of trigger, emails. Yes, with email, you also have a trigger like Watch Emails. It'll activate when a new email is received. This one's quite handy too. You can even trigger scenarios using Google Docs, like when a new document is created or modified inside a specific folder. Depending on your needs, you'll choose the trigger that fits your purpose best. And I think that's pretty much it for triggers. Now I'll select Google Sheets again and choose the Search Rows function just like before. Once the Google Sheets module is added, you'll see a pop-up asking you to connect to your Google Sheets account. To do that, just click on the Create a Connection button, and another pop-up will appear. In the connection name field, you can rename it if you want, but here, I'll just leave it as the default. Then, at the bottom of the pop-up, click Sign in with Google to quickly make the connection. Now you'll see another screen appear. You will need to select your current email to continue, and then click the Continue button to proceed. Then, you also need to review the permissions once more to approve Make.ai to access your data. No worries about this, it's safe. But for unknown apps, you should always be cautious when granting access, as it could be risky for your account. Once the connection is established, under the connection field, you'll see the connection name you just entered earlier. Now go to the Spreadsheet ID dropdown, click on it, and you'll see all your Google Sheets files in your Google Drive. Now go back to your Google Drive, and I'll guide you through how to create a template file for automated script generation. First, create a new Google Sheet, and at the top, rename the file to Elder Wisdom AutoScript. Next, rename the first sheet tab at the bottom to Script Prompt. Make sure you remember this name because it will be used as a data mapping reference later inside Make.ai. Now, set up the header name for your column. I'll name it Prompt. Then, in the cell right below it, paste your prompt. Here's the prompt I used to generate a script for the Elder Wisdom niche, focusing on health. The topic is how stress and anxiety change as you age, understanding your emotional landscape. I'll quickly run this prompt through ChatGPT so you can see the result. This is what you'd typically do when interacting manually through the UI. And yes, you'll get a similar result. But the key difference is, you won't be able to automate it. And what's the cost of not automating? Time. Sure, for just one script like this, it may not seem like a big deal. But when you're working with long-form scripts, 3,000 plus words, and generating hundreds of images, that process could easily take you days to complete manually. Now I'm back in Make.com, and when I click on the Spreadsheet ID, I can see the file I just created listed among the results. It's named Elder Wisdom AutoScript. All you need to do next is select this record. Once selected, the sheet name field will automatically load the sheet data. When you click into the sheet name field, you'll see the two sheets I created earlier in the Google Sheet, Script Prompt and Script. Here, I'm going to choose Script Prompt. Under Table Contains Headers, I'll choose Yes, since my table includes a header row. In this case, the column is labeled Prompt, as you might remember. For the rest of the settings, just leave them at their default values. Then, just scroll down and click Save to apply this setup. And that's it for the first module. Simple and straightforward, at least up to this point. Next, I'll click the plus icon next to the first module to create the second module. For this one, I'm going to search for and select the OpenAI module. As you scroll through the options, you'll see several features like create an image, edit images, and more. But for generating scripts, I'll be using the Create a Completion Prompt feature. This is the one that generates a response based on a prompt or conversation, just like when you use ChatGPT directly. After selecting it, a pop-up window appears. Click Create a Connection, and you'll see fields where you can enter your API key and organization ID. If you're not sure how to get those, I've linked a tutorial video in the description that walks you through how to find both your OpenAI API key and org ID. I'll now paste my own ChatGPT API key and organization ID into these fields. You can rename the connection if you'd like, but I'll just leave the default name. Then click Save to confirm. Now, under the model option, I'll select GPT-40 system. This is the model I personally use for both script generation and image generation. It's fast and reliable. Next, click Add Message, and in the role dropdown, choose User. In the text content box below, click once, and you'll see Make.com's AI Assistant show a list of dynamic fields from the previous module. Here, you want to find the prompt column from column A in your sheet and click on that to insert it into the text field. A little further down, you'll see that max completion tokens is set to 2048 by default. I'll leave it as is. Just keep in mind, setting this value too low might cut off the output, while a higher value might consume more OpenAI credits. So balance it based on your needs. Once everything looks good, just click Save, and that completes the setup for your OpenAI module. At this point, you can imagine that the OpenAI module is receiving input data from the first Google Sheets module to make an API call and generate the script. Once the result is returned, we need to store that output back into our spreadsheet. So, next to the ChatGPT API module, I'll click the plus button to add another Google Sheets module. This time, instead of selecting Search Rows like we did with the first module, I'll choose Add a Row. Once selected, a pop-up will appear, just like before. Click on Spreadsheet ID, and instead of searching again, simply browse to the Elder Wisdom AutoScript file, wherever you saved it. Next, under Sheet Name, you'll see the two sheets again, Script Prompt and Script. This time, I'll select Script, because it's the sheet I created specifically to save the output. In Table Contains Headers, select Yes again. Now for the field corresponding to script output, which is column A in the sheet, click inside the input field and a suggestion box will pop up. From the Open AI section just above, select Result. You'll see that the result value gets filled into the script output text box. Make sure you follow this exactly. Otherwise, the results won't appear as expected. Finally, click Save to save the settings for this module. Very nice. Now we're almost done setting up this scenario. In the top left corner, I'll click into the text box to rename this scenario to Elder Wisdom YouTube. You can either click the Save button or use Ctrl+S to save. Once everything is done, it's time to test the scenario. I'll click Run Once. This is the quickest and most convenient way to test whether your workflow is working correctly. As the workflow runs, you'll see the Google Sheets module turn green, meaning the first module has completed successfully. Then you'll notice a processing bar at the top of the Open AI module, indicating it's currently running. The entire process takes about 10 seconds to complete. Once all the modules turn green, it's time to check the results in the Google Sheet to make sure everything worked perfectly. I'll go back to the Google Sheet, click on the Script tab, and as you can see, the full output has appeared at the bottom. Everything is working exactly as it should. Keep in mind, this is just the first step in the automation process. To build a fully automated workflow, we'll need to handle data in a way that gets much more complex than this. In this video, I'm covering the most basic part, but if you don't understand or get used to it now, it'll be hard to follow along in future videos in this series. In the next video, I'll guide you through more advanced flows, including how to process JSON, generate image prompts, and automate every step like image generation, voiceovers, and even AI video generation using tools like 11 Labs, Sora, or Kling AI. Everything will be covered in this video series. If you've joined the community, I'll be sharing all the templates, from scripting to images and automation. And I'll also provide other detailed video tutorials, as well as help you troubleshoot any issues you run into. Now, back to the video demo in this first video. After generating the images, editing with CapCut isn't difficult. You can check out my previous videos where I used CapCut for editing. This Elder Wisdom niche video is no different. For this, I use small, clean fonts and avoid flashy effects to give the video a more professional feel. Channels like Elderly Wisdom often have very low production quality and can easily be flagged by YouTube policies, so think carefully before copying their exact style or process. Lastly, I'll pick a few impressive images and use them to create a video in Kling AI 2.1. The way I generate the videos is super simple. Just import the images and generate without even using prompts. I only use custom prompts if the video results don't meet my expectations. As you can see, all these videos were created without prompts, and most of them are already high quality and perfectly match the Elder Wisdom plus health theme I'm working on. With Kling AI 2.1, video generation becomes much smoother. Yes, you do have to pay for it, but it's absolutely worth it. Alright, I think that's pretty much it for this video. If you have any questions, just leave a comment or join the community so I can support you more easily. And make sure to stay tuned for the next videos. There's a lot of new and exciting stuff I'm preparing for you. Like and share the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.